What's going on, sales pros? It's your boy Ryan Stewman, and I'm here to help you level up. Now, we hear that term level up all the time, and it's a force of average distraction because we know we want to level up because we're not happy on the level that we're on. But most of us have no idea what the next level is. It's much like when you play a video game, and you're playing the video game and you want to beat the level that you're on, you finally beat the level that you're actually on, and then you go to the next level and you don't know what's there. And when you're playing the current level, you don't know what the next level is. Well, it's the same in our business, in our lives, and everything else. And I'm gonna talk to you today about 4 levels that you must go through. There's a pinnacle, the 4th level, that you must go through on your journey as a sales professional, right? Now this is gonna be a very controversial video. I'm gonna make some of you mad, I'm gonna piss some of you off. It's just part of the truth, right? And there's an old saying that says the truth will set you free, but it'll probably piss you off first, and this truth is gonna piss you off. Like, I just ask that you take your hat of offendedness off and sit it on the table for a couple of minutes and let me talk some real shit with you, because I've been through this personally, and I'm gonna give you example after example of people who are high level performers, rich as shit, who followed these exact levels. And when you see them clearly put out in front of you, they're gonna make all the sense in the world. It's gonna help you understand what those other levels in life, when we talk about leveling up or going to the next level, what the fuck that actually means, how it affects you, and what you've gotta do to go from one level to the next. So if that's cool with you, hit the heart right now, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, because we're checking the comments in this video all the time, trying to help you guys. Let us know what level you're on so that we can give you a book, we can give you a program, we can endow you with information that's going to allow you to have what you need implemented with action to be able to take up to the next level now that you've clearly defined what the next level is. So for those of you that are familiar with my force of average speech, if you haven't watched that, it's in the group as well, or you can go to Google and type in force of average and my video will show up right there for you. For those of you that understand that, in that video I talk about how focus is the most important tool that we have as human beings to get whatever it is that we want in life. And one of the tricks from the force of average, the main trick rather, is to distract you, because when you're a distracted mind and you're not focused, now focus is not just vision. Focus is not just looking at something with intentness like the men who stare at goats or some shit like that, right? What focus is it's a vision. You're pointed towards a goal with the action of whatever it takes following that vision, and that honed in, that zoned in, that locked in, that leaned in way that we do to do everything that we can in our power to make that goal come true. Now that's what true focus is, and I want you to understand that in the context of this video. And so what the force of average does is it tries to keep you out of focus. It tries to keep you from focusing, because it knows that when you do get focused and you do understand what the clear outcome looks like, when you do get honed in on a goal, then you become an unstoppable force on this planet to break average and break free from the average lifestyle and level up. And I'm going to talk to you today about the 4 levels that you have to take on your journey as a sales pro in order to level up. It has a little bit to do with finance, a lot to do with mindset, and even more to do with the actions that you take along the way. So level 1, the very first one, is sales professional. Right? A sales professional is someone who's employed, someone who is working on a commission split with a company, someone who is out there on the front lines selling every single day. You see, I was a sales pro for forever. And I'm still a hell of a sales guy, don't get me wrong, but I was a sales pro forever, right? I started off selling car washes, then I started off selling mortgages, and then I obviously lost my mortgage job, but I was splitting my commissions. I was making about 50% commission. So that means that I would sell something that paid $10,000 and I would only make $5,000. And I look up and I'm making other people rich. The best thing that could have ever happened to me was me losing my mortgage job in 2010, because it opened my vision, it honed in my focus to a whole other world that was out there for me that I didn't know about, okay? So the first level is a sales pro. Well, here's the thing. You've been fucking lied to as a sales professional. There is a limit on your income. If not, why is your income where it's at right now? You can only go so far in life working for somebody else. You're not going to make $1 million a year working for somebody else. I know that's scary, but you will never become wealthy. You will never become a millionaire. Like, you'll never make $1 million in a year working for somebody else. Now, I know that people always think there's an exception to the rule. They go, well, what about the guys on Wall Street? right? The managing directors are making millions a year, but the grunts on the phones making cold calls every day, they might make a couple $100,000, which is a good living, but that's some average shit. The force of average wants you to be comfortable with just making a few $100,000 a year. Most sales professionals, people that work for somebody else selling a product, typically make $250,000 or less, but yet every fucking manager we've ever had, every CEO that's hired us, every boss we've ever had has sold us this bullshit dream that if we get in sales, there's no limit on our income, which we quickly find out there is a limit. There's a limit to the amount of hours that we can put in to beat our income. There is a limit, and maybe you can elevate that limit a few times, but there is eventually a stone ceiling, not a glass ceiling, a stone ceiling that stops you as a sales professional. And then the level up from a sales professional into level 2 is to become self-employed. You see, I made this journey in my life. I was a mortgage guy. And in 2005, I not only did mortgages, I started a side hustle flipping real estate, right? Most people don't know that I've been flipping real estate for 13 years. I made $700,000 flipping real estate, which about 200 of that 700 grand came from mortgages. But let's say I made an additional 500 grand in my self-employed business, which allowed me to step away from the mortgage business and go all in on real estate investments till the market crashed, and I left the investments alone while that was a very volatile market, and I got focused back in on my mortgage job. When I lost my job in 2010, I became self-employed, right? I leveled up even though I didn't really want to, because let's be real, if we have a job that's paying us a couple $100,000 a year, and we have bills that allow us to live on the lifestyle of a couple $100,000 a year, it's hard to step away from that. Me, I was forced. I was punched in the head with a law that I was not expecting, and I got forced into self-employedness, and thank God, because my life is a million times better because of that. But the struggle with the person who's self-employed is they still might have a full-time job that they're trying to transition over into being full-time self-employed. But when you're self-employed, let's think about it. You're constantly hustling. You need your next deal to fund. You're constantly relying on some sort of advertising, some sort of marketing, some sort of prospecting at all times to be able to feed your family. You're hustling. You don't have employees. And while you can make a lot more money being self-employed, because even if you make half the sales, you get to keep all the money, right? Even if you make half the sales and get to keep all the money, you're still doing just as good self-employed. You can even make even more money being self-employed, but it's a grind, it's a hustle, it's exhausting, but it's one of the levels that we've got to go through in this process. So we go from sales pro to self-employed. A lot of sales pros have a hard time letting go of their sales job so that they can become self-employed. But let me give you a couple examples. One of my clients, Logan Graff, started out as a sales professional for Crest Exteriors, right? And then he worked his way up through the company, became self-employed, bought into the company, owns the company, then he finally hit his 7-figure mark that he'd been looking for. I know plenty of real estate agents that work for brokerages, got their own broker license, became self-employed, hit the $1 million mark that they're looking for. But the problem is when you're starting out self-employed, you're constantly hustling. It's exhausting. You miss out on your family, you miss out on the good parts of life, and it's exhausting. But there is a next level, and the next level from there is CEO. Now I want you to think about CEO. You start off as self-employed. Here was my journey. It was me and Lindsay, right? I did all the marketing, I did all the selling. I had to wake up and work 12 hours a day because my calendar was full of prospects that I had to talk to, that I had done marketing for, and then Lindsay did the back end. And it was just two of us. And we were running $1 million a year operation with just two of us, but we were fucking exhausted, right? After doing that year after year after year, you just get completely worn out, and then you start thinking, okay, I gotta level up from this. I gotta level up from this. What's the next move from me? It's to become the CEO. See, the difference between self-employed and a CEO, the CEO has a business that he's running, multiple, or she's running, right? It's 2018, I should be politically correct here, right? And so that CEO is running a business with multiple employees, with an office, with multiple locations, expansion of territory, always wanting more. But here's the problem with being a CEO is oftentimes you're pouring every dollar outside of your salary back into the company to grow. And guess what? If the company that you're the CEO of goes under, which could happen with one of your clients or one of your employees saying something that's racist, one of your employees getting a sexual harassment or some kind of charge, a hostile workplace, like the not paying taxes or unexpected expenses can shut your business down in a heartbeat, right? No matter how big it was. We've looked at companies like Netscape, right? At one time they had 165,000 employees, and then almost overnight they had to shut down their doors and it went away. There's a book called The Hard Thing About Hard Things, which is a great read for everybody that's at this CEO level right now, so that you understand what it's like when the rug swept out from under you and how to prepare yourself for that. Now, the CEO's when life starts to get good though, because you're doing less work, you're delegating, you're duplicating yourself, and you're allowing yourself to step further back from the business, put more people in more positions, and you're able to see the big vision, the big picture, and you're able to start scaling. But the struggle is a lot of CEOs struggle to scale that business. There's lack of partners, there's lack of capital, there's stiff competition, there's all these things that keep the CEO in that spot. And oftentimes when people make it to CEO, they think they're at the top. It's like, I'm the CEO, I'm a boss, I'm at the top of my game. Where am I gonna go from here? There is nothing higher than CEO, which is wrong, because there is one more level, the pinnacle of the salesperson's journey, right? From salesman to self-employed to CEO. Can you take a guess at what that next level is? It's the level that I'm at in my life right now, and many other successful people that you know and watch online and off are at as well, and that's the investor level, right? You get to a point where you've made so much money as CEO and you're not having to dump all your money back into the business, to where you have an excess of cash that you can invest into other businesses. I invest in real estate. I invested in a software company. I invested in a supplement company. I invested in an alarm company. I invested in a marketing agency, right? So I have these, and that's just a few things I can think of off the top of my head. I invest in payday loans. I invest in micro loans, right? I'm sitting back and letting my money work for me, because when I buy the vitamin company, it writes me a check every single quarter, and I don't have to do anything for it. Other people run that business. I'm just the investor in it. With the software business, yes, I promote the hell out of it because that's what I enjoy doing, and Phone Sites is a great program, but at the same time, I've got other people coding it, other people managing the behind the scenes, other people running the operations, and all I did was invest in it, fund it to make that thing happen, and I also happen to own 90% of the thing because I had investors that I raised some capital with as well, right? With real estate, right? I take the excess money that I make as a CEO, I invest it into houses, flip it, because as an investor, you're looking to build a long-term wealth strategy, right? Being an investor is not about just putting your money into the market. It's not about just investing in the stock market, real estate, whatever it is that you do. It's actually putting your money to work. So you can still be a CEO, but the graduation from CEO is to investor, because at one point you want your money to be working so hard and getting such a return for you that you no longer have to go back to running any businesses. Now, if you think about it, this is the transition that Tony Robbins has made. So it's not just me that's been through these 4 levels. Tony Robbins started off working for Jim Rohn, and then he started his own seminar business being self-employed. Then he became CEO of Tony Robbins International and scaled a huge company. And now Tony invests and owns over 500 businesses. And the majority of his income comes from the investments that he's made, like Twin Labs and several of the other companies. Grant Cardone is another very solid example, right? Grant Cardone started off in sales, right? Then he became a hustler, and he was hustling seminars all around the country. And then from there, he became the CEO of Cardone University, or Cardone Enterprises, whatever they call it, where he's the CEO and he has a ton of people doing the work for him, and he's the front man on the road doing the CEO stuff too. If you look at him now, he's a full-time real estate investor, right? He's got his money working for him. He's raising capital and he's getting that money to work for him. So we see people that are on elite levels, right? Whether it's someone like Elon Musk, who made a bunch of money and then invested it into Tesla and invested it into SpaceX and invested it into the Boring Company, right? Who started off as a sales guy, then became self-employed with PayPal, then sold PayPal, then became the CEO of these companies, and now he's investing in these other companies. We know that the most successful people on the planet are investors. Look at Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos invests in other businesses they buy, like Whole Foods, under the blanket of Amazon. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway invests in other business that it buys, like Geico Insurance, right? And so these are the things that when you get to that 4th level, the pinnacle of your game is that you've got to find businesses and opportunities to invest in. But here's the struggle, because every level has a struggle with it. But here's the struggle for investors. They're always looking for opportunities. They're always looking for more capital. They're always looking for JV partners. They're always trying to get a return on investment. And to be honest, when you're an investor and you're dumping millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever level you're living on into these businesses, your financial thermostat, your financial pain threshold has to dramatically switch, because all of a sudden you're dumping money into something that's out of your comfort zone, and you're dumping massive amounts of money into something that's out of your comfort zone, hoping that the people that are running that business do the right things. There's lots of due diligence. You get lots of opportunities. Very few of them are the ones that you want to take out. So on every level, there's a new devil. But once you get to that investor level, you are at the pinnacle of the journey of a salesperson, from sale pro to self-employed to CEO to investor. So I want to ask you, what level are you on right now? And just be honest. Don't try to be like some big shot cocky, I'm CEO, right? And if you are, awesome, right? But if you have to face the truthful, harsh reality that you're still a sales pro and that you've actually been lied to and sold this lie that you're gonna make millions and millions of dollars, which is true over the course of 20 years, wouldn't you rather make millions of dollars per year? And that happens in the self-employed CEO and investor levels that you've got to get to. So now you have a clear path as a salesperson. You have a clear path as a salesperson on what the next level looks like for you. The frustrations that are going to come with that next level, the challenges that are going to come with that next level, the glory that's going to come with that next level, the rewards that are going to come with that next level. And so now what I've done is I've taken the force of average and smacked it in the face, because the force of average would have you believe that the next level is some mysterious thing. And I just told you what each next level looks like. And once you get to the investment level, the next level from that, I guess, is retirement, right? Because you've got all your money working for you and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and you're not working anymore. But truthfully, where I'm at in my life is on the fourth level, because I'm investing in real estate, software, and other companies and things of that nature, while still running and being CEO of these companies, so that I can ultimately make the transition to where I don't have to run these companies or work in them anymore. I'm just simply the investor and maybe the face of it, because I actually enjoy doing this stuff. So here's what I want to do for you. Thank you for watching this video first and foremost, but I want to have a conversation with you to see what level you're on and give you the advice, the guidance, and the tools that you need to level up. Right? If you're watching this and you think you don't want to level up, you're delusional. You've got to level up. You cannot fall victim to the force of average. You were put on this planet for greatness. And if you don't want to level up, that means that you're staying in your comfort zone, and nothing great ever happened from a comfort zone. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the link next to this video, fill out the application, pay the $100 fee. Listen, we're to pay the $100 fees. If you don't feel like that we gave you $100 worth of value, we'll refund your money and we'll give you a free $200 bonus on top of it if you think we wasted your time. If you want something when you get on the call and you decide that you want to buy one of our books, one of our programs, or join one of our masterminds, or whatever the case, which we encourage you that you do that, because that's how we help you level up here at Break Free Academy and break free from the level that you're on right now. If you decide to go that route, we'll credit that $100 towards anything. So there's no risk on your end. We're just making sure that if you reach out to us and you take up our time, you're at least willing to put your money where your mouth is, but your money's 100% safe. If you feel like you didn't get value, if you feel like it's not a good fit for you, if you feel like you're not ready to level up, or whatever that case is, we'll gladly refund your money and we'll give you a bonus. We'll give you Social Media Mastery, which is our live event, recorded the replays for the live event, just for showing interest in what we're doing here, because we truly want to help. Like I understand clearly, and I'm focused on my mission on this planet now, and it's to help the sales professional level up all the way to investor, because I'm here. And it feels good. It consists of Rolls Royces, McLarens, millions of dollars worth of real estate, my dream house, the dream life with my family. And I want that for you so bad, because I know it feels so good here, and I see my clients and it feels so great for them. So click the link next to this, fill out the application, pay the deposit. One of my success accelerators, which is the person that'll help you get to the next level, will get on the phone with you. They'll put a clear and precise plan together for you, advise you on what information that you might need to level up, because we're all about helping the sales professional evolve from sales pro to self-employed to CEO to investor. So make sure you tag somebody else in the group that needs to see this video as well, and invite somebody into this group that needs to see this video as well, because my mission from this point on is to help as many sales professionals level up with clear, defined levels so that we can change the world together. Not just your world, not just my world, but the entire world. Thank you for watching.